This is Frankie McDonald on my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. There's a big heat wave headed for Pacific Northwest on Friday, May 12th, 2023. Temperature's going to be really high in Pacific Northwest, especially in British Columbia, including Kamloops and Prince George and Kelowna, and may trigger a lot of forest fires. It's going to bring so much forest fires, and it's going to bring really high temperatures, including Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Regina, Saskatchewan, Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Prince Rupert, British Columbia, including Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, North Battleford, Prince Albert, Swift Current, lloydminister, including Fort McMurray, Alberta, Edmonton, and Edson, Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, Banff, Canmore, and Lake Louise, Alberta is going to bring really high temperatures in Pacific Northwest, including Fort Nelson, British Columbia, Kitmat, British Columbia, Terrace, British Columbia, Houston, British Columbia, Fort St. James, British Columbia, including Prince George, British Columbia as well, and Wells, British Columbia, home of the Joey Only. And Joey Only has to get prepared to start fighting fires. It's going to bring really high temperatures in British Columbia, including Vancouver, British Columbia, Victoria, British Columbia, including Lytton, British Columbia as well, and Murray, British Columbia as well. Temperatures going to bring really high temperatures, including Quesnel, British Columbia, Williams Lake, all the way up to Yukon border. It's going to bring really high temperatures, including Medford, Oregon, Spokane, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, Slam, Oregon, including Olympia, Washington, Spokane, Washington, Seattle, Washington, and Tacoma, Washington, Bellingham, Washington State as well. And really high temperatures can spark fires in interior British Columbia, out in the forests and foothills of Rocky Mountains in Alberta, including all the forests in western Alberta. I want everyone to drink a lot of water. Don't wear dark colored clothes. Wear light colored clothes. Have your fans and air conditioners ready to keep the house cool. Have your heat pumps ready to keep the house cool as well. Temperature's going to be really high for the next few days, starting on Friday, May 12, 2023. It's going to bring really high temperatures in British Columbia. Make sure to have your helicopters ready, have your everything ready, have your water ready, have your firefighting equipment ready to fight the forest fires, because it's going to bring a lot of forest fires in British Columbia, including Prince George, British Columbia, Kamloops, British Columbia, Kelowna, British Columbia, Edmonton, Alberta, Grand Prairie, Alberta, Fort McMurray, Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, Red Deer, Alberta, Lethbridge, Alberta, Medicine Hat, Alberta, including Crow's Nest Pass, Alberta, Cranbrook, British Columbia, Sparwood, British Columbia. It's going to bring really high temperatures in Vancouver, Victoria, and the entire Pacific Northwest, North America, including Washington State, Oregon, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. I urge everyone to take caution. Don't get too hot, stay cool. Wear light color clothing. Do not wear dark colored clothing for people living in Pacific Northwest, because the fires can be really dangerous. They can destroy houses and things like this. There's a high chance of sparking forest fires in British Columbia and Alberta, including Washington State, Oregon, and surrounding areas as well. If you see forest fires in your area, evacuate immediately. For people living in British Columbia, including Prince George, including Edson, Alberta, Jasper, Alberta, Edmonton, Calgary, Fort McMurray, and surrounding areas. I urge everyone to stay on alert, because it's going to bring a lot of fires in Alberta, including Prince Rupert, British Columbia, all the way up to Fort St. John, British Columbia, Dawson Creek, Fort Nelson, and in northern British Columbia, including Alaska Highway, including Quesnel, British Columbia, and Joey Only have to be prepared to fight fires in British Columbia, since the fires are going to be really bad starting on Friday, May 12th, 2023. If you have anybody living in the Pacific Northwest, be prepared for extremely hot weather starting on Friday, May 12, 2023. Take care, stay safe. Don't get too hot. Stay cool and be safe.